Welcome to Ultimate Pool The Masters Week 14 highlight show. Two Ultimate Pool professionals in this group, Karl Sutton and Liam White. And Liam will be taking on Anthony Tedds in our second match. Meaning first up for us it is Karl Sutton taking on Glenn Whitmore. And Karl did get off to the strongest start, winning the opening 2 frames from the break. But Glenn responded by winning the next 2 frames to make it 2-2.
You know, it's great to see the younger generation coming to the front and showing us what they can do.
Takes a lot to come out against a professional and play your best game, put up a real big challenge, so it's nice to see so far. But yet again, he won't be happy with this.
Yeah, and Karl's got the choice of reds or yellows here, both sat nicely. Nothing much to do really. I think he has to go yellows really. At first glance. And that is perfect. He'd love to get down the bottom end of the table now, would Karl? Could even stun into the gap between the yellows in the centre of the table to leave a nice angle. Well, that's short. He's okay. It's still short. Have to play a bit of a stun shot here and push the yellow across towards the middle pocket. Could do with screwing the cue ball back a few inches. And again, he's landed the wrong angle. It's not too bad. He can pop the yellow in the middle, run through, and leave the yellow down the cushion. But what he needs to do after potting the yellow down the cushion is land low on the red, on the yellow that's below the red. The reason for that is you cannon the red away. You land on the yellow and the 8 ball goes in the centre pocket. Makes your job so much easier.
Key shot coming up then for Karl.
I'll be very surprised if he doesn't roll this through and leave the angle. That's okay. I'd have liked a little bit more angle just so he could just roll the yellow in. He's going to have to punch this.
Yeah, you'd have just chosen to move that a little bit more, but he's okay here, Chris. He can come round for the 8 in the same pocket.
Yeah, it's nicely played, to be fair. And another break and clearance.
Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, Mick's won that many of them. I just think
It's a good chance it was Mick.
Yeah, that's my form. Good solid break from Karl there. Got the option once again of reds or yellows, both sat nicely. And at a quick glance, I would think it has to go reds. They're not actually as easy as they look. If you can pot the red in the middle, go up the table and leave either red at the top end of the table, he'll be in good position, giving himself options.
As he takes one of them reds away, should open the path for the next one. Although the two that are the furthest left out of the 3 look a little bit congested. It's whether one of them does pass up into the top left, Chris, yeah? So he's going to take this one to the middle, and then the left of the 2. Can he get to the potting angle?
Yeah,
See enough of that red.
If he pots this one, he should be okay. Opens the other red up to the left of the 2. It's just which one does he leave to get down for the red at the bottom end of the table?
Wow, I can only assume that didn't pass. It's caught us both out there a little bit.
Yeah, well, I did think all 3 reds went to the corner pocket, which he just potted that one in. But now he's in a little bit of trouble here. This isn't easy now.
Looks like it's a double, or is he cutting this into the centre?
Yeah, he's cutting this in.
And looks like he's back in some sort of prime position.
Yeah, like I said, the problem is the red at the bottom end of the table. These next 2 shots, he's got nothing to do. That looks just about perfect.
Yeah, just enough angle to transition down. A little bit thinner than he would have liked.
Yeah, that's not Karl's best shot. He had a lot of room to the left-hand side of that, and he should have been leaving the cue ball as far to the left as possible, because he couldn't really miss the red. And now, how does he get on the 8 ball? I fancy him to pot the red. Just don't know how he's getting on the 8 ball. He's playing it with a lot of left-hand spin there, and I'm not sure the cue ball will take. Got to avoid the yellows and the in-off.
Oh, cue ball.
Well, that's frame conceded, because Karl picked the cue ball out of the pocket.
Wow.
Well, if he does it again, he may lose the match.
8 ball. And things going from bad to worse for Karl Sutton.
Yeah, that's just what you want to see, isn't it? When you concede a game and somebody does a cut break and puts the 8 ball in the centre pocket. And
what a moment for the young man.
Karl Sutton responded to win the next 2 frames to get back in front.
very good break from Karl there.
Yeah, much better break this time.
Just look at them yellows.
Looks tight, his opening yellow, but it does pass down into the bottom right.
And if he can get rid of the 3 yellows at the bottom end of the table, everything else connects. Well, he's going for reds.
He is.
I'm a little bit surprised with this one, but obviously if he gets a clearance, then who are we to question him?
Well, you can. I have to sit here quietly.
Sometimes it's a case of personal preference. You know, you see it differently when you sat in the commentary box. Again, he's running away from his work. He's just not got the cue ball on a string at the moment. It is very responsive, is this cloth, and it's hard to control the cue ball.
Using all of the pocket. Is he able to drop this in and leave himself a nice angle on his penultimate red? It's going to stay up. We have seen him drop in off the near jaw, but that was just a little bit too much to ask.
Yeah, and you can see he's so frustrated with himself there, shaking his head and talking to himself, and that's unforgivable from Karl. It was an easy pot, nothing to do with the cue ball, and just played it into the cushion a bit too early. If this cloth was absolutely brand new, that would have dropped. And that's why I like to see if people miss and hit the jaw like that. I don't think the ball should drop as easy as they do sometimes. Nice little shot here. Just roll the yellow in the middle. Dead weight. Yellow up the top right-hand corner. Yellow next to the red. Yellow in the middle, yellow next to the 8 ball. Yeah, trying to do too much with the cue ball here. You've got to keep it easy for yourself. He's still okay. And I do expect him to get the clearance, but he just needs to control that cue ball a little bit better.
That's okay.
was a little bit worried there if he got too close to the yellow. As you can see, he caught the jaw there before that one, and that one dropped.
This is just what he needed, though, after the events that have gone down so far in this match. Has he got a little bit too much angle here?
He's okay, just. Needs to tuck the shirt in here, bridging over the red. Just got to be a little bit careful you don't touch the red.
We've had every foul under the sun so far. We don't want to add that to the collection. As we see Glenn achieve parity after 10. It's 5 apiece.
Karl Sutton went 2 clear again by winning the next 2 frames to go 1 away from victory.
But a good break by Glenn, and looks like quite a good opportunity.
Yeah, reds or yellows, both look good. But he's going to have to do it in a hurry.
5 minutes, and he's going to need 2 clearances.
Yeah, and straight away he's played a poor shot. He's not left the greatest angle. He should be out away from the cushion for these red. Well,
Took a chance in colliding into other balls. Has it paid off?
he did take a chance, but there was absolutely no need to play that. If he pots the red that's next to the yellow there at the bottom end of the table, it opens the red that he just smashed into for his next shot. Yeah, he's struggling a little bit now, is Glenn. I think he's lost a bit of confidence. And it can do that to you, obviously. Like we said before, it's his first time, and it will be a great experience for him. But it'll be ruining the couple of chances that he has missed when he was in control. And Karl's just using experience here. He's off the cushion, just rolling to the yellow. Well, I'm not 100% sure about that one. He can cut that red in the pocket. Granted, the cue ball's flying into the 8 ball. He can't do anything about that. He could play the red off the red. Make sure the 8 ball doesn't go in the corner. Can you believe the shot Karl has just played there? That is so poor for somebody of Karl's stature in the game of pool to play that shot. Well, it's okay, it can just go up and down. Make sure you don't put a load of unwanted side on this shot.
Well, it's looking like it's going to cost him. And he's going to be feeling the pressure in this match because there's still 2 minutes and 51 seconds remaining. And Glenn Whitemore is only 1 behind. Big break for Karl Sutton. Controls the cue ball very well. And more importantly, has made a ball.
Yeah,
and this looks very nice.
Yeah, and if Glenn's going to have any kind of chance to level this match, he's just got to hope that he misses this clearance, because Karl is going to take his time on every single ball here. Every shot will be 15 seconds, every single one apart from the one-way and extension. And that should in turn run the clock to around a minute. What he's trying to do is just make sure that should he mess up, that he doesn't leave Glenn an easy clearance with a minute on the clock. He wants it around the 30 seconds area. But I don't see how Karl can miss from here. He's played a perfect positional shot, first shot.
You feel if he pots this one and gets nicely on his next ball, it could win him the match and book his place in tonight's final.
Well, he wants to land straight on the red that's next to the 8 ball on the right-hand side. If this is straight, he's won the match, and it's not. He's still okay, but he's going to have to land straight off this next one. He could stun this in and come off the side cushion back across, or play for the red in the same pocket. Nope, that's not straight either.
Attempt number 3 coming up.
Yeah, and if he doesn't get good on this next red, he's in trouble. He doesn't want to slide below it, that is for sure. I think I'd be stunning this and back out off the side cushion.
Is Glenn going to get one last chance in this match? It's looking like he's only going to have around 35, 40 seconds, so it's going to be close if he's got enough time to clear up his remaining 6 colours in the 8 ball.
Oh, wow.
Here we go, 45 seconds. Need to get a move on.
Yeah, you might want to hurry up here, Glenn.
You said he played better when he plays quicker. We're about to find out.
Yeah. Pot the red next to the yellow at the bottom. The yellow next to the red, should I say.
He's surprised he's not going a bit quicker here, Chris.
This is over. Oh, wow, he punched that in at some pace.
Nice shot, perfectly played.
Yeah,
Needs the cue ball to stop.
He's got time here. Could even leave himself a cut break to win the match if he thinks about it.
Key ball down the rail. Clock is ticking. You've got 5 seconds, Glenn. Level is up. Wow. Wow, you said it, Chris. You said there could be a twist in this match, and there has been.
Yeah, and he needs to hit things soft. Well, they've broke okay there. He needs to rush round here. He's walking too slow here. Really too slow.
Needs to get a jog on, Glenn. Little kiss on the red will do him a little favour. Still got a pot here to the centre pocket. Do any of these 3 in the middle go? Oh, he's stuck on the red. That's going to cost him time.
He's not going to hit a cush, you watch. Oh, he has done. This is going to be around 35 seconds.
So hard under pressure. And this is the advantage of going second. It's looking like it's going to be early 40s. (46-32). Unlikely to be good enough.
All depends how they break, because sometimes the balls don't break, but yeah, he's going to hit them head on.
Players allowed to check the pack when it's a 6 red. And he's okay. These have opened up nicely for Karl Sutton. He's certainly not strolling round.
This is easily 25 seconds, easily. I don't know where it's running. He's got 30 seconds here.
In a match that had a little bit of everything, it had to say, went all the way, took him to a 6 red shootout. He was pushed, but he gets there. He'll be in the final.
Time to find out who Karl Sutton will play in the group final. Anthony Tedds or Liam White, and it was Liam White that won the opening frame and has the break in frame 2.
Around 5'2". He's got a really powerful break.
Yeah, he has.
There you see it.
Flirting dangerously with the centre pocket, but keeps the cue ball on the table.
Can he make a yellow? If he can pot a yellow, I think this will be 2-0.
Can't see where he's going to find one from here, Chris. Can he get through to this? Little swerve.
Yeah, may have to bend it, but it's not the end of the world.
Nice shot by Liam White.
The only concern he's going to have in this rack is the yellow of the 3, the one at the bottom of the 3 yellows at the top end of the table. Needs to get on that into the centre pocket as soon as possible. The other option is for Liam to just roll this yellow in the top corner pocket that's on its own, leave an angle to pot the one in the corner of the 3 and just flick the red. But saying that, I think even if he did that, he wouldn't be on that yellow, so it's looking like he's going to have to play it for the centre pocket. Nice shot there. So he's going to have 2 options to get on that yellow now. He's got to pot the one yellow that's on its own at the bottom here. And he'd love to land dead straight on one of the other yellows, preferably the one at the top.
That will do.
Well, he's a little bit short there. He could have been about another foot to be perfect.
Key shot coming up for the hometown man. And it's looking like he's going to have to leave distance between cue ball and 8-ball in this second frame.
It's not a bad shot what he's played. He's just going to have to play a long 8-ball. I do expect him to get this. He's a very good potter of the ball, is Liam.
Called correctly, and he does double his lead. Can he give himself an opportunity in frame number 3? Cue ball again, perilously close to the centre pocket, and he's not made a ball.
Yeah, didn't quite catch him as good as his first break, but nothing easier here for Liam White.
You just feel it's critical for Anthony Tedds to get chances. He's got to stay close to Liam White. Even in a race to 8, which is quite a long match compared to other tournaments we see at Ultimate Pool. Well, he's going to get a chance here. That was probably the rashest shot we've seen so far in this match.
Yeah, that was certainly a swing and miss. But again, he's been a little bit fortunate as Liam that cue ball's landed where it's landed and the yellow at the top end of the table's tied up. It's a good shot there by Anthony.
Now, can he get to the potting angle of the one that goes top left, Chris?
Well, he's got a chance here, and if he sees it, but I don't think he's going to see it. Not bad. It's the right shot. If he could have left the cue ball on the bottom cushion when potting that ball, he could pop the yellow over the pocket, come in behind the 8-ball, cushion first, and into the red and yellow at the top end of the table. He was guaranteed to be on the yellow. Now, I don't think he can play that shot. You see, if he hits that harder and leaves a cue ball on the bottom cushion before he plays that shot, he goes into that red and opens everything up. Now he's in deep trouble.
Yeah, he's asking a lot here to leave a good angle on this yellow to try and get his problem ball out. Has attempted it, and unfortunately for Anthony, he's moved it into a worse position. It was a good attempt.
And that's a problem when you're going into a ball and hoping to land on that ball. Always try to give yourself options where if you're breaking a ball out that you're guaranteed to be on the yellow. Well, what a shot that is. What a great shot that is.
You feel you're always odds against, but he's pulled one out of the hat there.
Can he top this yellow through so he can get on the 8-ball? The white is very close. Remember, you can't be doing a push shot. I think he's going to be snookering himself. This is a real tough shot, this one.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris.
He can pot this 8-ball. There's a shot. Cushion first. That's the one.
Into the red.
Into the 8-ball, into the red. You've got to hit this at quite a bit of pace for the 8-ball to jump back towards the pocket. If he rolls it, I don't think he makes it. I think he has to hit this. Wow.
Oh,
Went straight
wow.
in.
What a shot by Anthony Tedds.
Well, you've got to say he's been fortunate there because he lined it up to pour it off the red. But he'll certainly take it.
Liam White won 2 of the next 3 frames to go 2 clear at 4-2.
Oh, what a break that is.
Yeah, it's an interesting side to the game, that. It's sort of the meta game. Not giving your opponent anything.
Well, you give him respect, but what you don't want to do is be too friendly and kind of relax them, because I want my opponent to feel as nervous as possible. I'm surprised he's going for reds. I'm very surprised he's going for reds. He could play the yellow in the middle, because the 8-ball doesn't go, I don't think. So he could have played the yellow in the middle, what he was closest to, yellow in the top pocket, which is in the middle of the table, then play the yellow off the 8-ball in the middle pocket, opens everything up.
Yeah, going reds was certainly going to leave the 8-ball as a problem, but he's not got that far.
And even if you couldn't get easily on the 8-ball or on your bad yellow, you could play the double. It's not a tough double from there. The only thing Liam would be concerned with is he doesn't want to go into the yellow and pop the 8-ball in the centre pocket.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, Chris. He did have a look at that shot, but I think he's just a little bit too risky.
Well, there's some twitching going off in this match. Liam's last 3 balls that he's gone for, every single one of them has hit the jaw of the pocket.
It's hard to explain where this has come from. Plenty of reds to hide behind, but I don't think he'd be too happy with that.
No, he's not played that well.
There's a gap. Has he left an angle to go into his problem ball with a little bit more control here? Can he judge the cannon on the 8 a lot better? Will he be tempted?
He's got to be so careful playing this shot. The 8-ball could go in the centre pocket.
So much so, I think he's just going to nudge it out and hide behind the 8. Yeah, I like that.
It's not a bad shot. Because let's not forget, Anthony still has to hit a cushion.
Yeah, and he can't get through to the red on the opposite centre pocket. So he's got to play a shot here.
Maybe looking at 3 or 4 cushions. Well, it's not the best result for Anthony. He's left Liam this yellow, but being left-handed, the red is in his eye line. Once again, shouldn't miss it. Let's see how close he gets to it. So his last few haven't gone straight in the middle of the pocket. That one did.
He wasn't completely hampered there, but he was hindered slightly by the red, and he's done well.
Yeah, there's no real pressure on this yellow because he snookers in behind the other one should he miss it. Just keep still on the shot. Well, I said there's no pressure. He's kind of betwixt in between, really. He's not landed great. Nice little cannon there from Liam.
That's okay, and he's back in prime position. Just not going quite into the centre of the pockets, but they are going in, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, as long as they land in the tray, that's all that counts.
And taking no chances in trying to get closer to this 8-ball. Must feel it's very, very comfortable. And despite not being at his absolute best, Liam White, he looks like he's in a very commanding position. 5 frames to 2.
Anthony Tedds pulled one back and is now breaking at 5-3 behind.
Feels you get a better hit with that. And once again, a real nice break. Not as much control this time, but he's at the table. When you're at the table, you have a chance. Double. Leave the cue ball near the cushion.
It's there.
I don't think he's on the red, is he? I think he's gone a little bit too far.
He's got to find a pot from somewhere, you feel. And he has found one. Is he on the next red? Can he see enough of this red up into the top right-hand pocket?
I don't think he can.
No, he certainly couldn't. He's going to have to let Liam White to the table, which is not ideal.
Well, Liam's having a little look round the table here, and he's running the clock down, thinking a bit too much. 'Cause the way he should be thinking is, if I win this frame, I've won the match. Oh, and he's missed the yellow. Wow. Liam White, you've missed some balls in this match, my friend. Will it come back to haunt him?
Great shot by Teddsy.
Very good shot there. It's important, after potting this red, that he's straight on one of the reds in the middle. It has to be straight. Oh, wow. I'm not sure he's played that position. That was a small gap to get in, and he's found it perfectly, so...
Yeah, he'll certainly take it. And it's looking like he's going to leave himself more than enough time in this match to level things up. It will be Liam White to break, though.
Yeah, and if he doesn't screw this 8-ball, I think the cue ball's going straight in off. He's left himself with a bit of work to do here as Teddsy. Oh,
8 balls in, cue balls in as well, though. Disaster for Anthony Tedds.
Or have we?
Well, it's a mountain to climb for Anthony Tedds. 3 and 3.5 minutes. He's going to be needing a quick finish here, and almost certainly a golden break to give him any sort of shout in this match.
Well, that's not the worst cannon, unless the red doesn't go. Not a bad angle. Can he screw into the red and yellow?
I don't think this red passes into the centre pocket, so it's going to be the cut up into the top left, is it? And I think he's got it.
What a great shot that
Good
is.
shot.
Great shot there. He's got to either screw into the red now or land a big angle on the other red over the middle, and that is not the correct angle. Is he tricking us? Does the red go? I've got a feeling this is going in. It's just how the match has gone.
I don't think it passes, does it, surely? No. A step too far for Anthony Tedds, and Liam White, all he has to do here is just take his time. And it will be booking his place. in the final against fellow professional Karl Sutton.
It's certainly been an entertaining game. Both players taking out good clearances and also missing a couple of ones that they shouldn't have missed. It's been an entertaining game, and there you go, there's another one. Commentator's curse.
Absolutely, you love them.
Oh,
wow.
What a shot that is.
Wow. Oh, and his luck is just continuing. If he didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have any. That was an incredible shot to make the double. Had to hit it so hard to check it up. I've had a bit of everything tonight. And literally everything. Worst place to be in the world where Anthony Tedds is right now, just going through the formalities, having to sit there, well, having to come back and pot this 8-ball, but he's...
Yeah, but this match is over. There's only 20 seconds left.
When your only hope is a golden break and a golden duck, you are seriously up against it. Anthony Tedds, 8-ball is on its way to the corner pocket. He's got it. Unbelievable.
And you thought we'd seen it all.
I just... Is there anything more in store for us?
Too little too late for Tedds as the clock ran out in the next frame. So our group final will be the two ultimate pool professionals, Karl Sutton against Liam White.
Wow.
There you go again. Once again, the commentary's curse. The commentary's done him again. And just look at them yellows. Wow. That's a poor break, though. That's not unlucky. Straighten off in the centre pocket. That's unforgivable.
I think it's beyond a pet peeve for a professional pool player, that.
Yeah, and again, Liam's missed another little trick there. Land low, pot the yellow, cannon the red away, the 8-ball's easy. All these little things add up, make the game a little bit more difficult, where if you can control that cue ball and see them cannons, then the game becomes a lot easier.
It's going to risk a little nudge into the 8, no. And that's landed awkward. Like you said, Chris, one little slight misposition can just snowball through the finish.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, the 8-ball still goes. He doesn't have to knock the red away. It's just a simple pot the ball, run through a little bit more, give yourself the option. Just makes the game so much easier if you do that. But after I spoke to Liam about 5 minutes ago, he's just advised me that his playing cue is actually broke. It's,
wow.
It's making a tinging noise. He's not getting the reaction he normally gets. You could actually hear it there on that shot. So he's a little bit worried about that. He played a couple of shots with his break cue in the last match, which I didn't actually notice. Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear it on commentary, that the noise it's making. Shouldn't make that noise. And that's due to the weight in the bottom of his cue has come loose.
Not what you need when you're in the final of the Masters. And it's just very off-putting.
It is,
you know, always on your mind.
It is, and you see now if he moves that red, how easy is it to get on the 8-ball early on? Now he's got to play a real accurate shot.
I think he's just looking to, yeah, leave the cue ball at the table and a snip into the corner.
I think that's all he can do, but he's got to avoid the in-off also. Needs that to bounce. Well, this is tough. This is real tough, and For me, it's odds against, because I think the cue ball's going in off. If he gets too much on the cue ball, he hits a red and it slides in off. If he doesn't get enough... Oh, what a shot.
Beautifully cued.
Karl Sutton responded by winning the second frame.
Can't wait to see Mark Williams on a pool table in an ultimate pool arena.
Well, what you get with Mark Williams, I mean, I've met him quite a few times when I played on the snooker tour and when I played over in China. And he's a real character. You know, he's so laid back. I mean, his nickname should be the Recliner. He's that laid back. But he's certainly a great addition to Ultimate Pool. There's no doubt about that. And I, for one, I'm really looking forward to watching him play. Because believe you me, he can play.
I did ask him if he was planning on keeping his clothes on, if he won something. His reply was that he'd already filmed it with his clothes off. We're just waiting for the release date. So you heard it here first. Yeah, what a character. And then Mark Allen as well. And who knows who may come next.
Yeah, and it's great to see because obviously you get a lot of people who watch snooker thinking that they can beat pool players, and it's not the case. Don't get me wrong, the snooker players are, you know, better potters. You know, they're more accurate, obviously, because they're playing on a tighter pocketed table and a bigger table. So you have to be a better potter. But pool is about cannons, about the break, about the tactics. You know, it's a total different sport. It's like tennis and table tennis, completely different games.
You'd be the perfect person to ask, given that did you not hold a professional card at all three sports at the same time?
I did, yes.
So you're an only person to do so, is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
So I'm very proud of that one. And so you played all three, 9-ball snooker and UK 8-ball.
And I used to use the same cue for all three.
Oh, that's just madness. Crazy.
Until somebody decided to steal it.
Really?
Yeah, somebody nicked it from the Hilton Hotel in Brighton. It was in the back room where all the officials are, and a couple of kids run over and stole it from behind the counter.
Oh, no. And you know, you mentioned Anthony Tedds' cue in the last semi-final. Did you remember that you were the one that sold it to him?
I didn't. He just mentioned it outside when I was talking to him. Yeah, he said, you sold me that about 15 years ago. I was like, did I?
Yeah.
I've sold that many cues I can't remember these days. Nice shot there from Liam. Perfectly straight on the red. Just wants to bring the cue ball back a few inches. That's perfect.
Like to leave himself as straight as possible on this 8-ball.
I'd have liked to screw back there, though, a little bit and just flick the yellow. Just flick the yellow with a bit of left-hand spin. So the cue ball automatically gets on the 8-ball. You still fancy him to get out from here. Played that nice.
Dropping it in. Oh. I thought for a minute then he was picking up the cue ball and loss of frame. Because we've had so much go on tonight. But possibly just a fly on the ball. We've had quite a few of them around the arena this evening.
Caught the near jaw and dropped.
Liam White won the next to go 3-1 in front before Karl pulled one back.
We've seen an awful lot of them tonight. The success rate of the break has not been high tonight at all.
Yeah, I blame Scott, the referee.
Going straight into no nonsense.
Now, sometimes that happens, you know. You can't pot off every single break, and the referees do their best to get all the balls touching, but like we say, sometimes it's in the lap of the gods, and that is not Karl's best shot. He's landed right in between everything here. May choose to take the red in the top left-hand corner pocket. He could actually play to come between the gap of the yellows here. Got to be careful of the middle pocket, that's the only problem.
I think that's what he's tried. As long as this pulls up.
Oh,
Wow.
what a pot and what a positional shot.
Couldn't have placed it better.
It was risky because the middle pocket was always in the way, but the pace of the shot was just perfect.
And this is looking like it quite possibly could be 3-all in the next minute or so.
Can he hold this? Well, he can, and he's played it perfect. Absolutely perfect. Nothing to do now with the cue ball, automatic position. It's looking like it's going to be a 3 apiece. Nice finish here from Karl Sutton.
Yeah, no problems whatsoever. He levels this match.
Karl won the next 2 frames to go 2 in front, but a reverse clearance from Liam White got him back within 1 frame.
Yeah, you don't get the strength in depth in a £5 flyer in most places like you do here.
And yet another ball not off the break.
Yeah, is that 4 in a row?
Well,
Certainly feels like it.
If they're listening, I do lessons for £50 an hour on how to break. Nah, they're certainly now to break, these guys. It's just bad luck. They're hitting them good. It's just simple bad luck why they're not putting a ball.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the split. Look where the balls have ended up. Most of them in the top half of the table, which is usually a good indicator of a well-hit break.
That's okay. Nice little angle there. And you can clearly see what Karl's looking to do. He's looking to pot this red and then play the red at the top end of the table on the left off the yellow, which in turn opens the other red up.
Won't want to play this with too much pace, though, Chris. Doesn't want to risk pushing that yellow over towards the other red on the top cushion.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's played that particularly good. He could have done with being closer towards the cushion. He can still play it. It's just a little bit more difficult. Oh, he's played that well. What a shot.
Played it in such a way, he's moved that yellow completely away from his reds, and this is a great opportunity.
Yeah, and to be fair, the past 4, 5, 6 racks, it's been a very, very high standard. And this is what we're used to seeing.
Not too many break clearances, but plenty of reverse clearances. Which will sometimes come down to who gets least frustrated by the break. Well, both players seem to be quite positive still.
That's okay from Karl there. Didn't want to under it, that shot. He can still get on the 8 ball in the centre pocket. Or the corner, whichever he prefers. And we're down to the final 12 minutes.
10 games in and 2 games separate them, but it's still too close to call. It's a great break again, and this time Karl has made a ball.
Just
look at the reds. Yeah, no prizes for guessing which colour set Karl will have in mind here.
Yeah, and I don't think he needs to cannon anything. I think he can pot the red in the corner if he leaves a cue ball on the side cushion. That in turn will just flick the 8 ball away and then the red goes. He could play for the red in the middle where the 8 ball is. He's got a lot of opportunities here. The first one is to make sure he pots a red.
And this is a massive frame in context to the match.
We'd have loved to have been straight on that. He's okay. I think he can play it in. He may have to use a cushion. He'd have loved to be straight, so he wouldn't need to hit the cue ball too hard, and he'd find the gap for the red. And you have to believe if he gets this clearance. Oh, he's not hit it hard enough.
Yeah, he's not on this red to the bottom right-hand corner.
Still not the end of the world. I mean, he's got a lot of opportunities to land on that red.
But it's a small window to aim for, but like you said, Chris, he's got this red over the bottom centre pocket as we look, which should enable him to get perfect position in a couple of shots' time.
And I don't think he's perfect on this. I'm not quite sure, but a little surprised he didn't pot the red that was lower down in the centre pocket, then the other one in the middle, then the one at the top, then the one he's next to now in the middle. Because you would have been guaranteed to leave that right angle. Well, that's better. I still don't think he's perfect. He needs to be able to top that through and just leave the cue ball near the jaws of the pocket, really. That's better. That's perfect.
It's okay. Making sure this cue ball comes away from the 8. Gives himself a shot at his last red. Might miss it altogether, will he? Yeah, just misses it. A little bit short here.
Yeah, a lot short, to be fair. You may see Karl play this into the top right-hand corner. He's playing it off the yellow.
Yeah, he's got a big pocket and doesn't use it. Great shot. Despite not being in perfect position throughout this finish, he's looked very confident and deserved of a 7-4 lead.
Liam White pulled one back with a quick break clearance.
That wasn't the best break.
Controlled the cue ball okay and has made a ball.
Yeah, and the yellows are nice. Didn't hit them good again. But it made one, and that's all that counts.
These are okay, Chris. Have a yellow as a home.
Yeah, he doesn't have much to do, doesn't Karl here. That's the correct shot what he's playing. Get rid of all the yellows at one end of the table. Move down the table. He's got to be a little bit careful here. Doesn't want to play this plant thin, otherwise the yellow goes tied up. Wow.
An unbelievable miss. He'll be wondering how that stayed out, but he's just taken his eye off that plant to the centre pocket.
Yeah, I think he was trying to do too much, personally. I think Liam has to pot the one. Pot the one in the top and come back down the table towards the 2 that are by the 8 ball. Well, that's too hard.
Yeah, he's overdone this.
Well, the reason I said that is he can play the one below the 8 ball, cannon the 8 softly into the yellow. You're perfect on the red in the top to get on the other 2 reds. He's going to try and pop the yellow over the pocket in this shot as well. Great shot. Great shot there.
Does pocket the yellow in the centre.
And if he had been on that red below the 8 ball, this now becomes an easier clearance. It's now become that little bit tougher. And he's rushing. Got to land low on this red. Don't hang about too much, Liam.
No chance to look at anything twice. And he has landed high, Chris, so he's got a shot to play here.
He's got to play it. 2 cushions and play the double. I don't think there's any other shot he can play. And is it this too hard? Oh, I don't think he can get on the 8. Or can he? He's got to play a soft stun. Let the side do the work on the red. He's got
Red's in, and he's on the 8 ball. Fantastic double by Liam White. Wow. That was perfect.
Wow,
And look at these. That was some break.
If the red passes the yellow to the right-hand corner pocket, these are sitters. I don't know if it does. Well, it obviously doesn't.
A magnificent break by Liam White there.
Yeah, he's just overrun that one. In fact, he's overrun it by a long way. I think he's got to play the snooker here. Take control. That's the correct shot. It's a bit of a poor one there from Liam. He should have been better. But he'll certainly take it.
Yeah, Karl Sutton forced into finding something a little bit special here, because there's nowhere he can leave the cue ball on the table that doesn't leave Liam White an opportunity in this frame.
Yeah, and I think he also has to be careful if he does get ball in hand, which ball he takes first, Liam. You do expect him to hit this red. This could be a smash and hope. Well, he's left Liam absolutely perfect. Wow, can you believe it?
Now is your chance. Are you taking us all the way, Liam White?
Oh, that looked like a push shot. That looked like a push shot, and it was.
I think he called it on himself as well. So just when things were looking like we were going all the way.
But I don't understand why he's just screw back. Just screw back a few inches. Clearly see you double hit the cue ball there, and
he lifted his hand straight away, Chris.
Wow, what on earth has Karl Sutton played there? He's just given Liam the chance to pot this yellow in the middle and win the frame. And he's got it.
He's got it. How's his luck?
Well, he deserves to win it for me.
Look at this, Chris.
He absolutely deserves to win it for me. That is a crazy, crazy shot, what Karl has just played there. Just look at this. Liam's going to pot this, leave the cue ball near the top cushion, stun down. Well, it's a little bit too much. He's okay. Nice angle. Now he can take his time a little bit.
Just make sure.
He's missed the yellow.
He's missed the yellow. And that's all because he had to impart right-hand side onto the cue ball.
And the bad shot was when he potted the one over the left-hand corner, it came in between the 8 ball and the red, and he should have been coming further over towards the side cushion, and the automatic position gets you to the top cushion.
And it just hurts so much. You know, he's had 2 opportunities in this frame. One of them he didn't expect to get, and he's still not managed to turn it into a frame-winning opportunity. Can Karl Sutton do the business?
Yeah, and they're running around here, and I don't think Karl needs to. It's Liam who needs to run around. And that's perfect.
Yeah, he's held that up well. It's been an unusual end to this match, Chris, if this is to be the end.
Yeah, and it was just one poor positional shot there from Liam that's cost him. He needed to leave the cue ball on the top cushion.
Liam White had his chances, it has to be said, but it's Karl Sutton that goes through to the next round of the Masters.